Hey guys, my name is Frank. I wanted to post a video on YouTube kind of outlining my distal bicep tendon rupture injury. There's been a lot of good videos on YouTube. I want to continue that trend, but I wanted to start with my condition pre-op. Um, Backstory on the injury: I ruptured it Christmas Day in 2019, outside playing with the kids at the park. I was showing my 4-year old how to use the rings around the jungle gym where you swing from one to the next. So I had grabbed that first one and I tried to swing to the next one, and I grabbed that, my arm extended out, and I felt a pop, and I felt a tear, and I also heard it too. It was that loud. Um, it was so loud that my brother, who was 10 feet from me, and he asked, he's like, "Did you just break your arm on that?" That's kind of a scary thing when someone can hear that. It kind of gets you going a little bit. I got up from the ground and kind of looked at my biceps because that's where the pain was. And I noticed my right bicep was kind of retracted a little bit up towards the shoulder. I looked towards my left, and obviously nothing, perfectly fine. I knew something was going on there. So instantly went home, iced it, and ibuprofen. Just try to get the swelling down. It didn't really hurt at that point. It wasn't like very painful, but just obviously ice and anti-inflammatories is your first kind of go-to, right, when you have some sort of injury. Was sitting on the couch there, icing and taking the ibuprofen, and started doing some YouTube searches and some Google searches. And the Google searches weren't really that helpful. A lot of that information on there was about the injury or what happens during that injury, and not a whole lot of information on treatments. And there wasn't a good information. There's a lot of doctors' interpretations of the injury. Went over to YouTube. Some guys on there had some pretty good videos. Um, Kind of put all the information in one kind of small package there for me to kind of take in and find out what my next step is. So I wanted to do the same. I wanted to start with my pre-op. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm 2 days away from surgery here. So I wanted to kind of get you up to this point, and then I'll do some videos afterwards just to kind of let you know how surgery went, and kind of weeks after that. Kind of the timeline of what happened on Christmas Day, December 25th. Then on the 26th, went to my primary care physician, got in, and she ordered an MRI. But my MRI was going to be a week and a day after this, um, after the appointment, and I really didn't want to wait that long. I decided to go see another doctor, this time orthopedic surgeon office. I guess that's how you'd say it. So I went to go see a doctor there on Friday. So I'm kind of taking the initiative and trying to see where I can do to go in and get this MRI. So Friday they got in to see a doctor Friday, and they suspected it was a complete tear. And I'll kind of show you what I got going on right now. So you can kind of see this bicep, how it's more tight on the side. This is my left. But if you look at here, it's kind of sagged in on the side here. You also notice that if I were to extend this arm, you see how that bicep instantly moves. Well, this one over here, it doesn't move as fast as the other one did. It barely moves, really. It's moving here, but it's not, the bicep's not pulling down as it should. Also notice there's a small gap between bicep to elbow, right? Very small. Larger, almost double the size, I'd have to say. So that was called, what they call that, the Popeye arm, or the Popeye look, where that biceps kind of retracted up a little bit. I had some bruising all the way through, but that didn't show up till about day two, and then it got worse day 3, day 4. That's kind of when I knew something was pretty serious within it. Doctors suspected us also a tear based on the way the arm looked with all the bruising. So he suggested that I continue with my MRI on Friday. The reason he said that is because you got a 3 week window between when injury happens to having the surgery, because um, after that 3 week point, that tendon starts to retract back up into the arm, and you have other different complications that could occur. So went ahead and did the MRI. MRI came back as suspected with a complete tear. Um, Shot both that information over to both doctors' office to see, what their kind of interpretation of is how they'd handle it. Um, so that was January 3rd. That MRI happened, and they came back with information January 6th and 7th, about coming in for surgery. So on January 9th, I had my surgeon consultation, and they said, let's do surgery January 15th, which would have been right at 3 weeks. So doctor's good with that. I could have done it Friday, the next day, but a lot to put together in less than 24 hours. So surgery is scheduled for Wednesday, January 15th. So like I said, I want to do this video kind of before everything and kind of see how it goes from there. Currently weigh 188. Like I said earlier, I'm relatively active. I got 2 kids. I go to the gym. If you're looking at this video, should you do the surgery, I'd stress doing it. Just for me personally, I wanted the use of my arm again with doctor. I mean, I got use of it, but I can't really lift anything. It hurts when I extend it out past a certain thing. Something fell from the pantry the other day, and instinctively stuck my right hand out to try to grab it, and just pain radiating through. So I'm not happy with how this arm is right now. So I've opted to have the surgery, being 34 years old. I wasn't going to go through the rest of life just with diminished use of this arm. So if you're my age, or if you're young, you're active, I would strongly suggest you go through the surgery deal. So surgery on the 15th, in just a few days, 2 days from now. So like I said, I'm going to post another video probably on Friday, surgery, and then take Thursday, recover, and then see how things look on Friday. So if you're looking at this, best of luck to you. I hope it's helpful to you guys. I hope no one has to really go through this. This is I mean, it's not bad, but it's an inconvenience, in your lifestyle. So you're gonna probably be in some sort of restricted apparatus, then be in a brace, and you're looking at quite a few months. 3 or 4 months is what doctors are saying, till you're fully back, feeling great again. And then probably a year until you're 100%, which I'm hoping to decrease that timeline a little bit. But we'll see. You just got to get in there, fix it, and then take care of it after. That's the biggest thing. Follow your physical therapy regimen that they give you. So I'll detail more of that stuff once I get it. I'm just, like I said, I was just trying to show the post-op where I'm at right now. I'm hoping not to lose too much weight. But from other videos where other people said they've lost quite a few pounds, because you're just kind of sitting around, with that injury. So once I get back to it, probably start doing some running, a little bit of light legs, just to kind of stay active, and should try to prevent losing a lot of mass. But anyways, look forward to my next videos. If you're going through this or starting this process like I am, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. So good luck. Thanks.